Hey guys, what's up? So do you know that feeling when someone gives you a chart, you see two chords, you see D minor, G7, and this piano player or guitar player just play a million chords and you're like, wait, what? How is that possible? What happened? So what I'm gonna do right now is just explain exactly how you can do that pretty simply. So there are two devices we're gonna check out. One is the tritone substitution with some extensions, and the second one is the upper structure. Let's do it. For this section, knowing the shell chords would be helpful. If you haven't done it before, you can check out this video or just kind of follow me. All good. Let's do it. All right, tritone substitution. What is that? So a tritone is an interval between C, for example, to F sharp. We have a tritone, also known as the devil interval. Very intense, a lot of tension, but also beautiful in itself. All right. So what is the tritone substitution? It's very simple, but it's also good to kind of understand it and know it. When we have a chord, the two most important notes are the 3 and the 7. Why is that? The 3 tells us if it's major or minor. Such a different vibe. Major, minor. And the 7 tells us whether it's more stable or there's more tension and it needs to go somewhere. So when we're talking about the chord C7, for example, I'll play it here, this shell chord, I have 1, 3, and 7. I'm basically getting all the information I need. I know it's major and I know it's 7. There is tension. Cool. Now if I'm playing the chord F sharp 7, the 3 and the 7 are the same, only flipped. So for F sharp 7, this is the 7, that's E, and the 3 is this A sharp, which is B flat. So basically, if you see these two notes, a 3 and a 7, stay the same, only flipped. So when we're switching between C7 and F sharp 7, the 3 and the 7 stay intact, you see? I'm just changing the bass. Now, of course, the bass also is meaningful, but the truth is that the 3 and the 7 are more significant and that information stays intact, so we can switch between them. This is one of the reasons it sounds so good and it works. All right, now let's see this in action. We're gonna do this in 5 stages. First, let's take the progression. So this is level 1. Really nothing. D minor 7, G7, still sounds good actually, and C major 7. All right, now I wanna use the tritone substitution. So I'm gonna take this G7 and substitute that. That's my dominant, that's the G7. And I'm gonna go a tritone from the G and get to the note D flat. So D minor 7, shell, D flat 7 to C major 7. If I would write it harmonically, it would be 1, flat 2, 1 major 7. So now this is all cool, but let's see what level 3 holds. So shell chords are cool and all, but I want to add some more color. I'm gonna choose the 9. I'm gonna play the note E on top of that D minor 7. So I get D minor 7, 9. You can also double it on the open string if you want. And then I'm gonna play D flat 7 with the 9. So adding that E flat on top to C major 7, 9. Now just listen again and see how lush this is. All right, level 4. So here we're getting into some of the extensions. So basically I can start with that D minor, but I want to add some more color. So I'm gonna add the A flat minor 7 before the D flat. Now why is that? So this is kind of a rule of thumb. If you have a dominant, for example, you have the D flat 7, you can always add the 2 before it. Again, if you're playing a gig with Britney Spears, maybe that's not the move. But if you're just trying to look for more color and you're messing around and exploring, that's definitely a move that would sound great. Let's hear level 4 just with the shell chords before we add the tensions. D minor 7, A flat, D flat, G7, C major 7. So like you see, I added the G7 there as well. You can kind of mix and match between them. So the order is important, it's gonna sound different, but you can totally mess around with it, which is really fun. Now let's add the extensions. Now I'm gonna play D minor 7, 9. Yes, to A flat, minor 7, 9, to D flat, 13, flat 9, and we assume the bass. To G7, flat 9, you can play the bass here, or you can also just imagine, and then C major 7, 9. One more time, check this out. One more time. D minor 7, 9, A flat, 7, 9, D, flat 7, flat 9, 13, G7, flat 9, C major 7, 9. Okay, you ready for level 5? Let's do it. Alright, so here I'm gonna mess around a little bit with the chords just a little more. So I'm gonna start with a D minor 7, 9, then go to D minor 7 first inversion. You can check this video if you're not sure about inversions. Then G7, 13 to the flat 13, and now I'm gonna do the tritone substitution. So playing the A minor 7, the 2, A flat minor 7, 9 to the D flat 7, 9, sharp 9, flat 9 to F sharp to C. Check this out. Check this out one more time, slower. So like you see, we had a 2-5, re, sol, do, all that. And from that point on, we use the tritone substitution and the 2 and some extensions, some tensions, and a little bit of color to get to all these shapes and chords that makes it feel really lush. Now the reason I went to F sharp major 7 here is because I was playing this D flat 7 with a sharp 9, flat 9. I was like, what happens if we just resolve it and do like a tritone substitution on the major 7? This is not what happens most of the times, but it's kind of cool, you know, why not? If you hear it, why not? Alright, this is the second part of the video. So here we're talking about upper structure, and this is super, super important. So check this out. If I have a chord, for example, C major 7. Now I'm playing this voicing just as if I'm playing a piano, so this is not a comfortable one. Now, I want to add the 9, so I'm going to play 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, instead of playing all these notes like this, I can drop the 1, the C, and then here you see I get, basically I'll refinger this, so I get E minor 7, 9, E, G, B, and D. Now again, this is not a voicing I would use, I'm just kind of trying to show you visually on the chords on the guitar, so you kind of see it and hear it. So in that sense, in order for me to get the 9, I can just play E minor 7. So when I have the chord C major 7, I can basically play the chord E minor 7 and assume the bass. Do. So I basically get the 9. I don't need to play crazy voicings. I can just basically play E minor 7, which is really easy because we all know E minor 7. Do. And imagine the 9, and imagine the bass. And that's what happens a lot of times with piano player and in jazz and actually other styles of music. The bass is oftentimes assumed, so you're not playing crazy 9 notes chords, but you're playing some of the extensions to get the colors. So the same way we can do this with C major 7, we can also do this with C7. So C, E, G, B flat. Cool, this is C7. I'm gonna add the 9, so 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 on top. Now again, this is not a comfortable voicing. I'm gonna drop this C, and look what we have. We have E, G, B flat, and D. And that is E half diminished. So when you have the chord C7, you can actually play E half diminished, and you're basically getting the 9. Check this out. Do. And of course, that's also gonna sound great when you're improvising. So even though we're talking about chords right now, this information is valid for improvisation as well, which everybody uses that because it just sounds great. You're basically playing E half diminished and messing around that framework, and you're getting the 9 automatically. Alright, so we have C major 7, we have C7. Now let's do C minor. So C minor 7 is the same trick. So 1, 3, 5, 7, C, E flat, G, B flat, adding the 9. Yes, sounds great. And if I drop the C, we can see I'm basically playing E flat major 7. So when I have the chord C minor, I can play E flat. Now, I don't have to play root position. On the contrary, it would sound great if we play inversions. So again, knowing the inversions and checking out that video would really help you just getting more colors. So this is all cool. So this is the framework, right? So you understand how to go from C major 7 to E minor. It makes sense. Okay. Now we know C major 7, we know C7, and we know C minor. Great. Now we can also do the same thing with C half diminished. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I just want to deal with this 2-5 at the moment. So we're going to take the same cell. We're going to take D minor 7, G7, C major 7, and we're going to use the upper structure and the inversions to get those sounds. So let's start from the 6th string. All right, here we go. All right, let's do this. So it's a little bit of work, but believe me, it's really, really worth it because you're gonna see those sounds and colors all over the guitar, which is amazing. So we're gonna take the D minor 7, G7 to C major 7. We're gonna basically use the inversion. So again, it would be very helpful if it's a little easier and a little fresher under your fingers. But let's do it together. Let's start with F major 7, first inversion. So I'm gonna play this shape, and then I'm gonna play B half diminished, because if we have the chord G7, we just need B half diminished. But I'm gonna play it here close because I wanna see how the notes, you see that sound of voice leading? Sounds really nice to E minor 7 first inversion. So again, what I'm playing is F major 7 first inversion to B half diminished third inversion, A in the bass, and then playing E minor 7 first inversion. Now let's hear it in the context of the 2-5. So I'm gonna just sing the Re, Sol, Do. So Re, Sol, super lush. One more time. Re, sol, do. Now, it might sound even cooler when I'm playing this an octave up on the 4th string, but we'll get there in a minute. So check this out. We did this first inversion. How about we do second inversion F? So I'm starting here, F major 7 from this position here. This is fret 8, 8, 7, and 9. So F major 7, second inversion into B half diminished, root into E minor, second inversion. Again, let's imagine the bass. Sol, do. Let's do one more on the 6th string and then we'll go to the 5th string. So F major 7, this is a third inversion, so the 9 is in the bass here for that. Re, sol, do. So cool, right? All right, now let's do it one more time, slower on the 6th string. Re, sol, do. Same thing here. Re, sol, do. And here. Re, sol, do. Cool. Now from the 5th string. Re, sol, do. Then from third inversion, F major 7 over E, Re, Sol, B half diminished first inversion, Do. This is E minor 7, second inversion, sorry, third inversion. So D in the bass. Again, it's a little harsh, right? Do. Just like having the D in the bass is a little intense. intense. Do, but it's also beautiful. Then F major 7, root position. So we have the major second inversion. Do to E minor 7. You notice. Just listen to that color. Now from the fourth string, and I think from the fourth string is maybe my favorite just because there's that sound of very piano-like, and I love that. So root position, sol, do, and then next one here, sol, do, next one here, second inversion, so let's B, root position, so, do, E minor, second inversion, again, getting the 9 on top here. And then last one here, F major 7, third inversion, so, do, one more time, so what I would do is I would take each string separately, just practicing that slowly so you are sure you're really hearing this and you're really sure that you're seeing the progression, and I would really sing it, just sing the bass. You can also record the bass if you want, like this. Then play the chords. Check it out. So like you see, it's a very simple device, but super, super effective. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was not too hard. There's a PDF with all this stuff on my Patreon. Thanks again for supporting. It means a lot, and let's make some music.